Thank you very much. We're short on time, so we're not going to be able to take your questions now, but we'll stay over there in case you want to ask us some questions. The only thing that I wanted to add is thank you so much for bringing up adult education. One point that I think you should consider and that we'll be considering when we're doing this 50-year plan is that the children that are in the pipeline now of K-12 will change careers 3 to 4 times. So we're talking about lifelong learning. You mentioned it, I think two of you mentioned it, this idea of having the same job for 20, 30, 40 years. That's not the future of education. So when we talk about adult education, whether it's the 100,000 adult education students that we have on certificate basis at Miami-Dade County schools, or the thousands of adult education students at Miami-Dade College who are coming back in their 30s, 40s, and even 50s. This is not something that we're going to see go away. Quite the opposite. This constant going back to school and continued to be certified and following up with what's going on in order to stay viable in the workforce is something that's here to stay, and it's something that we have to consider when we talk about investing in our higher education systems. So thank you all so much. It was very enjoyable, and I hope you'll stay around for some questions.
On that topic of attainment in higher education, a question. Pam? What is the greatest barrier to creating a sufficiently educated workforce? 1, high school students are not properly prepared for higher education. 2, the cost of tuition for higher learning. 3, lack of academic quality. That is, they graduate, but they're not really prepared for the workforce. 4, there aren't enough institutions or enough capacity at those institutions. Or 5, for other. And this is the last question of the day. 5 seconds. Perception is number 1 and number 3. And a tie for third among the other 2 factors. Okay, now on this date, it always helps to put a date up on the screen. We just learned there may be a conflict, so it always works that way. After having checked it 6 ways to Sunday, Marcella. So if it doesn't turn out to be that date, it'll be very close to that date. So 750.org.
Yes, keep checking the website. We will have that date up there shortly. And fire and all, we're getting you out of here on time, or at least in Miami time, which is always, I guess, 15 minutes from the time scheduled, so that should be fine. As sort of the last comments, last remarks, and letting you know what comes next, the first thing I would like to do is ask the 750 and the partnership executive committee members that are still in the room to please stand up for just a second and give these guys a hand, because they're not only from across the region, they're working very hard helping us guide this process, and they're doing an awesome job.